What we doing today?
What we doing today?
Yeah.
Messing about.
Driving about.
What we doing, Simon?
We're having a clear out, mate.
Oh.
My generator.
Watch your head.
My generator.
Watch your head.
My generator.
Watch your head. Hey,
Rocking about.
Off you go, go on.
she's chucking me out. It's Friday. Funny how that always follows Thursday. Welcome back, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like, share and subscribe button. Sit back and enjoy the ride. And for those of you who visited the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you ever so much for doing that. It really is a massive help just at the moment. Right, this is probably one of the more difficult videos I've ever had to edit. The editing suite is getting old now, and it was free, and so things are dropping out of it. I don't know whether it was designed to do that or not, but I've lost quite a lot of footage on there that I used to use, such as the titles, things like that. It spat me out several times while I tried to edit this. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my problems. I managed to get it sorted out. Quite an exciting video if you follow me. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you guess what's happening as we go along. I bet quite a few of you will. There's a bit about the boats and bits and pieces and me moving, and right at the end there will be your winter warmer. So those of you who've tuned in for Kefalonia, don't despair. There is the winter warmer and you can guess where I am. So let's get on with the video, shall we? Bucket, have you done me cup of tea yet?
I didn't hear the bell go.
Oh, hang on. You have to ring a bell in this house. Cup of tea coming my way. Better get on with the editing.
You rang my lord.
Right, today's the day, Hobbit.
Yes, off you go, go on.
She's chucking me out.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. I thought there was only one in a day.
Have you had a wee?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, I've had a wee. I've had a cup of coffee, so I might need another one.
I think the toilet is occupied.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon's brought the limo. And we've loaded it up. Right, next stop, Chicken Boys.
He was a comical old boy.
And just like that, hello, Chicken Boy.
Roger.
What we doing today?
What we doing today?
Yeah.
Messing about.
Oh. What we doing, Simon?
We're having a clear out, mate.
Oh.
We're having a mess about. A good old clear out.
Yeah, well, you see, what's happened is Chicken Boy's got to move garages, so I don't mind filming this one. And he's very kindly stored some of my stuff till it goes to Greece.
Because I'm a good boy.
No.
I never said a word, Roger. I never said a word.
Yeah, it is a bit embarrassing. I was hoping it had been moved by now, but, you know, can't get the staff. Anyway.
Bill's in the post.
Yeah. Anyway, there's me Wayward. As you can see, my back's still not good, but we soldier on. So yeah, we've got to move.
He's
all
putting
that.
on the bad back so he doesn't have to do any work.
That's right. And all that. And my ramp, and then these boxes which you've all seen before on the channel. So yeah, we're moving it to a new garage that Chicken Boy's got. I was hoping the boat would have sold, and I could have put it straight on a van and took it to Nomad, but that might have to happen next week now. We'll have to see. So let's crack on then, Chicken Boy.
Let's go, come on.
I don't think it'll start.
No, I don't think it will either.
No. Right, so the guys have got Wayward out, looking a bit sorry for herself, but she's been stored for 3 years now while I've been sorting out my move to Greece. Number plate's broken. Did that when I moved her the first time round. But she does turn over, so it's not all bad. Oh, it's hurting me back watching it.
That ain't so bad as it was sitting down there. Some puppet over there. You just take it easy.
Yeah, I'm all right. What is it? Have you got a cushion?
Hang on. Just a bit. We'll have to go back. Watch your fingers.
Yeah. What? It's very unforgiving.
You all right there, Rog?
You got a cushion or something for me back?
We'll find you something.
Okay. Yeah.
Romney Jones,
Oh yeah. I'm up for that. Yeah. I'll pay.
you're going to pay.
Yeah. Well, you've had to do all the work, ain't you?
Here, this is buying us dinner.
Yeah.
Stay in there, Rog.
Stay in there, drive.
My bionic arm any good?
No.
Yeah, look, sorry. Look, he does a better impersonation of Rogers than he does. He's doing it better.
I'm gonna have to
He
cut.
looks a lot prettier.
I'm gonna have to cut all this effing and jeffing out. You realise that, don't you?
Well, at least he'll have something to do then.
Yeah. I ain't got a bleeper facility on my my editing suite.
I'm sure there's more of Rogers than there is of mine.
There is. It's embarrassing.
We've come to a conclusion. You're a lazy.
That's not nice, is it?
You've got a job on in a minute. There's a ground anchor down here.
Oh, right, okay. I've got a job on. I've got to get the ground anchor out. I can do them because I'll sit down to do them.
Yeah, under that. Dirty old man. This will think Nomad's bringing all this lot over.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think it's going to be a bit more than 200 quid this time.
I think so.
Hmm.
Pretty sure of it.
So, we're trying to take the shelves down and the screws were a bit tight. Then we found an electric drill, but it's 12 volt and the battery was flat. Then we found a generator. So we're charging the drill up so that I can take the screws out because I've got to do something useful today. But anyway, we're most of the way through and I've got more stuff than I thought. Sorry about that, chicken boy. I'll get it out of the way as soon as I can. Did you bring the beer?
Sorry?
Did you bring the beer?
Yeah, of course we did. That got us a pasty.
Right, and here we go. Bucket Central. She better be in. Hello, Bucket.
Oh God, here we go. Are you bro?
So yeah, I'll be stopping with the bucket for the next few days,
Wine in the fridge.
weeks, months. She hasn't frowned yet, not like the Hobbit.
Newcastle Brown in the fridge.
Oh yeah, nice one, yeah. Right, Newcastle Brown. Right, so yeah, I've moved out of the Hobbit's house in Appledore and now I'm over in Torquay with the bucket. For as long as it takes, really. I should only be here for a week or two, but of course the boat hasn't sold, which is a bit of a problem. So I'm trying to work that out at the moment, trying to work out how I'm going to pay for my stuff to be moved out to Greece. We need a van to take it from Torquay to Peterborough. So if anybody out there knows of a man with a van, it needs to be a Luton type thing, and maybe with a spec lift because there's tools involved, so there's a bit of weight there. I would say probably if you know what a Volkswagen T4 is, 2 of those would probably account for the amount of space we need. So yeah, a Luton van. So yeah, I've got to now work out how I pay to get my stuff taken to Greece from here when I haven't sold the boat and don't have the backup of that money. But I'm sure we'll do it. I've done everything else. So, onward and upward. Andy?
Rocking about.
So yeah, it's a big day today, but we'll get on with that in a minute. Andy's very kindly come over and knocked today off work because it was raining, to take me somewhere. So I'll explain as the video progresses. So before we start this part of the video, I think it's only fair that I give you a brief history of me. This is me in the inflatable canoe in the swimming pool at Borth Caravan Park, where I started my journey. Later on, the family would take holidays on the Norfolk Broads, and I have some fond memories of that. But the family had strong connections to the canals, and my dad later, when he could afford it, started to buy boats and do them up, which is where I learnt quite a lot about boats and honed my craft for, well, let's say skippering them. Here I can be seen in a dinghy with my sister, probably the second boat I ever had, and again there, learning how to row with my dad watching on. There's one of my dad's favourite boats, a little fiberglass one. He loved that. And this was probably the first proper engined boat I ever owned. I then later on inherited the family's boat, the canal boat Rosie, and I lived on that for quite some time and really liked that boat. I then went on to the sea and did 18 years on this vessel here, which was called Jorro. It was a Percy MC, and it was twin engined. It had 2 BMC 1500s. I got into a lot of trouble over the years learning my craft on this, and I went to the Channel Isles and extensively up and down the south coast of Devon. The only problem with that was that it came out of the water and we found that the gribble had eaten the keel. The gribble is a boring worm that eats wood, and that was part of its demise really. We ended up in a yard for several years getting it repaired. I missed this boat. It was the love of my life. As you can see, she was lovely inside, like a country cottage, and very, very comfortable. And like I say, I lived on her for about 18 years. There's a view from the wheelhouse window, and that's the wheelhouse. Yeah, I love that boat, and I miss it. And there's my cat, Tramp Cat, who travelled with me for the last few years of the boat's life. I later then went on to buy Sovereign Bay, which was like a floating apartment block to me. Luxury. I'd never had such luxury in my life on boats. I absolutely adore this boat, and I will miss her when she's gone. There she is moored up on her last mooring I had with her. This was the inside of the saloon. As you can see, very comfortable, very spacious. 2 showers, one of them was en suite, and that was the outside space. And there we are, finally, with the 2 boats that I owned in my boating career. So now you've got a brief history, let's carry on with the video. Right, so here we are in Andy's new truck. There's a good one in her, Andy.
Definitely is.
There's a booty. There's Fleet Walk in Torquay. Now, as I said earlier, that's where my journey with boats started, was in Torquay Marina. I was there for about 10 years. I've done about 25, I think, something like that, on seagoing vessels. And as I explained, you know, my family were big into canal boats, but we've already covered that. So yeah, I started off here in Torquay, and then ended up on the River Dart, which we're going to go to next. So there you go, there's the bay where I used to play with Jorro. Many a happy year going out to sea from here. If you go straight out in that direction, you can hit the Channel Isles if you get your plotter working correctly. If you don't, well, I suppose the next stop's Spain, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, something like that.
which I've nearly done on many occasions. Yeah. So yeah, this is Torquay. Changed a lot in the years that I lived there. I don't know what to say about that, really. So I'm not going to say anything. You can leave in the comments what you think. What do you reckon, Andy?
Oh, it's marvellous.
Yep, so there's the harbour. That was my home port. Mike Quebec, Zulu Quebec 4 was my call sign. I used to put a routine traffic out to Brixham Coast Guard, which doesn't exist anymore, I don't think, does it, Andy? I think they've gone to Falmouth, haven't they, now?
It's Falmouth now.
Yeah. There was a big hoo-ha about all that, and I was one of the people who signed the petition because I think local knowledge is king when you're a Coast Guard. You need to know where people are, because you get holiday makers, the Brummie Armada, etc., out on the little dinghies and stuff they brought with them, getting lost. You know, you get people going, oh, well, I'm in the sea in my dinghy and I'm lost.
Well,
So
I'll tell you a tale. My old uncle, he used to work for the Coast Guard, sat up on top of Berry Head on the lookout tower, and whenever the fog come in, he would be able to get on the radio up the yachts, and he could see the tops of the masts through the fog.
yeah,
And he would guide them in.
yeah.
You don't get that nowadays.
Nope. No, certainly not. Well, you see, that was my point. If somebody was in a dinghy and they were in the fog or they were lost, and all they'd got was their phone, because a lot of the time that happens down here, they could ring the Coast Guard and explain roughly what they could see, and the Coast Guard knew the area, would know. I mean, they do send people out to SWAT up and learn the coast, but it ain't quite the same. I always, and if I ever do go out again, I always put a routine traffic out. A routine traffic is what the big ships do, really, but it's good for your insurance, because the Coast Guard knows when you've left your port and when you should be going into the next port, and if you don't radio in within a certain time scale after you should have arrived, then they'll send somebody out to look for you. Of course, you have to cancel the routine traffic when you get there, which I forgot to do once or twice and got told off. But there you go.
End up sending out search parties.
Yeah. So we're just coming through Paynton now, and the Wax Kitchen is just down here on the right hand side, opposite what used to be the Vauxhall garage. Many a happy hour spent in there after work getting me Chinese, Andy.
As you do.
Yeah, so there's a shout out for you, Wax Kitchen.
Turks is good as well.
There's Wax Kitchen, and as you know, on this channel I don't recommend places like that very often, but I can recommend that place. Very good. So here we go. Here's Paynton, showing you around my old stomping ground now. So yeah, occasionally at a weekend, if the weather wasn't fantastic, it's 5 miles across the bay. So I'd quite often get Joro fired up and we'd go across and stop at MD Owls Marina in Brixham, because I didn't have to pay for that. So yeah, many a happy day getting drunk in Brixham and then taking the boat back to Torquay the following day, depending on what happened.
With a hangover.
Yeah, yeah. The dangerous thing about me is I don't get hangovers. So when I eventually ended up at the yard in Gampton, this was my go-to place late at night when I'd forgotten milk and whatever, and the local chip shop. Just a bit of boring information for you there. So here we go, here's a little road that I used to come down every day, twice a day, going to John Glanville Auto Centre and back when I was working. We're on the way to Network. Just had a phone call off them. They did say there'd be somebody in the office this morning and somebody in the office this afternoon. They were going to split it up because I have no transport, and Andy very kindly offered to pick me up. We just had a phone call off them to say they were going out. So let's hope they're in, because I did say to James it's a one-shot opportunity. I've got no transport and I'll be flying back to Greece in a minute, so that's how that works out. Let's see. Right, so here we are, Nos, where the journey really began, I suppose, with everything going wrong in my world, which we spoke about earlier. Look how that's changed now. This used to be tree lined all the way down here. There were some big houses up the back there that they've knocked down.
All that was trees there.
Yeah, all this was trees here. There was a lovely walk through there.
Oh look, there's a yellow taxi there. Only kidding. Just going by the lyrics of the song.
And there's the railway bridge.
Paved paradise.
Eventually there's going to be all houses around here. Of course, that was the yard that that the good ship Jorro ended up in just before it launched, after Andy spent a winter fixing it for me. Food, yeah, we could get some of that on the way out. Yeah.
See your favourite lady.
Bacon and egg roll, Jackie.
Oh.
Yeah. I have to admit, they have done a nice job of this place, but I don't. 25 people died in the war here when it was bombed. A lot of history about this place. You ought to Google it if you're watching me now and you're interested in boats. Yeah, it's got a lot of history. Anyway, here we are at Network. Let's hope there's somebody in and we can get signed up. Like that, here we are at Network Yacht Brokers. And there's nobody in. Right, so while we wait for Network Yacht Brokers, let's have a little wander around. It used to be Phillips Shipyard, and a lot of the lighthouse boats were built here. There was some stuff done for the war effort. British Steel was built here. Jorro was actually roughly where that building comes out. She was under a tent there for quite a couple of, well, more than a couple of years. Three or 4 years. None of this was here. They've just built this dock in here so they can lift the bigger boats out. They've done a very nice job. It's very very posh. Mike got hold of me. Are they back yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
She's always good for a sausage. So yeah, if you're at Nos, which is just down there for your bearings, this place we can highly recommend. Yeah, she was closed and I said, have you got a... Oh yeah, she said, I'll give you a sausage bap. Right, well, after the fiasco at Network, we're going to have to go to Sovereign, which we could have done first if we'd have known, but never mind. So we're going to go to Sovereign and put the old bench seat back up and get my telly and my coffee table off, I suppose. Right, so we're coming the back way into Gampton now. A lot of people would normally come in through that top road up there, but of course we've come from Nos, so there's a little cut through. But this was my my village for, blimey, a good while.
5 years?
Yeah, 5, 6 years, maybe a bit longer. Time flies when you're the owner of a train, a crazy train like that. Yeah, so I thought I'd film a little bit of the village because it's quite quaint for people who don't know these parts. It's the local butchers and the local shop, post office, chapel, all that sort of convenient stuff. As you start to exit the village, down this little lane is where all the pirates used to live.
You're on the pontoon at Dolphin, the new pontoon. You haven't seen that yet, have you?
No.
It's all pile driven. They're not going to have any electric until end of April.
Huh? So here's the main reception now of what used to be MDL's yard, now belongs to Dolphin Marina. It's where I used to have my second van with my tools in it, which you saw on an earlier video for those of you who watch me a lot.
There you go, look, Joro out there.
Oh yeah. Right, so right over in the distance there, that white wooden boat is the good ship Joro. It's nice to see somebody's done something with it. It does look a lot better. Let's see if I can zoom in. There she is. So yeah, that's where I lived for quite a while, on that mud berth out there. Waited and waited from the pilot, and now I've moved on. They've done what they said they were going to do. Never mind, eh? Right, so onward and up. Well, let's go to Sovereign Bay and get some bits off it. Right, so it's funny because I thought the journey was over when I brought Joro around here for repair, and it wasn't. So maybe this isn't the end of the journey anyway.
Who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Well, I have to say it does feel a bit odd not being the skipper of a boat anymore, but oh yeah, thanks to Andy, I've done a couple of years, maybe 3 now, working out of this yard. Been quite interesting, and Andy's always a laugh to work with.
Although I do make your eyes stink occasionally.
Yeah.
See the roof of them.
Yeah, there's Andy's workshop. The roof's blown off it, unfortunately, so you can't see his signage. Never mind. There she is, Sovereign Bay. Let's see if I can get up the ladder.
Don't worry if you can't, mate.
Yeah, well, we'll give it a go. I can't feel my feet, that's the only problem. Good old Andy. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this, really. Big part of my life. But I love it in Kefalonia, as you know, and I love my house and my friends there. And this was going to be a problem moving forwards, because I've got to look after it and I'm not fit enough to. So let's go on board and get the telly and stuff off. That's it. Sovereign Bay. We're going to take the stand off the telly because Bronco left the box, chicken boy. That's got to go back to him because he lent it me. And there's a bag of my clothes, that's it, that's all I'm taking. She has got a bit damp, but as Andy said, it wouldn't take long to dry her out with the heater she's got on board. Yeah, it's exciting and sad at the same time, really. I didn't get anything like what I needed for her, but I think we were both pretty fair about the price. I just need to find a way of making up the difference now, because I haven't really got enough for what I need to do, but we'll work around that. Right, let's crack on. And as if by magic, no telly, no table. Good old Andy's helped me out there because I couldn't do it, my back's absolutely had it. So yeah, been a long journey, hasn't it? For those of you who follow me, you'll remember me doing the links from here, and I think the last one I did before I went out to Greece last year was done on the back there in the sunshine. She looked a lot different then. I think I've made the right decision. I'm not fit enough to bring this back to where it wanted to be, and it will only deteriorate over another year. So good luck to the new owners. I'm sure you'll soon have her knocked back into shape and looking as she did when I had her. And back to the studio. Right, so there you go. I bet you guessed part way through the video what this one was about. So yeah, sold Sovereign Bay couple of days ago negotiated a deal. I think I finished at about 1 in the morning, didn't I, Pat? Something like that. And then I left it to network to close the deal. I've had a few issues trying to get the paperwork backwards and forwards from network, but we've sorted that now. So yeah, my next move will be to try and get my stuff, as I said at the beginning of the video. It's got to be taken from a garage in Brixham. There's a few bits and pieces in Torquay. Over to Peterborough to Nomad, where it will then go to my house in Kefalonia that I rent. I've got a couple of medicals and things to do with the hospital, and then I'll be flying home. So a couple of weeks you've got me.
Yay! Go to the sunshine, go to the sunshine.
I'm sorry about that, the cameraman tipped the camera, but anyway, yeah, as you can see, the bucket's delighted to see the back of me. Anyway, it's been fantastic staying with the Hobbit and the bucket, so huge thanks to them too. And right, well, a few outtakes and bits and pieces on the end of this, and the winter warmer, so stick around and you can guess where I am in this week's Kefalonia winter warmer. Thanks for watching, thanks for all your support, and I'll see you next Friday. Well, that's a big improvement. I've just walked around the store without my legs going numb. Well, they're just starting to go numb actually now. So it's been over a month of me not being able to walk or do anything. Looks like I might be on the mend. I'll get into what's happened with network in a minute, but for now I'm going to get back in the car with Andy and go back to Pat's. I'd like to say, just add to me walking around Sainsbury's just now, I'd like to make a big shout out for my chiropractor. I think is his proper title. Apparently, he probably doesn't know this. He's known as Physio Phil to his friends. I'm sorry about that, Phil, if you don't like that. Yeah, Phil, I'll do a picture of his card in a minute and leave a link in the description below. He got me back on my feet. Wasn't perfect straight away. Second visit I felt a lot better, and he wanted to see me again, and I have no doubt if I'd have been to see him again it would have probably gone all together. Really good, can't recommend him highly enough. Hello mate, if you're watching, and I hope the sun comes out, you can ride your bike soon, because he likes riding his bike like I do. Anyway, I just thought I'd drop that into the video. We're now on our way back for the back of painting, aren't we, Andy?
Yep.
What are you doing, Andy?
Driving about.
Yeah, there is going to be some merch. I'm going down to see somebody about that. Before I go back, if my back's well enough for me to walk, there's somebody in Torquay that might be doing me some t-shirts and hats. One of them will be "just mucking about" written across the front, which is one of Andy's catchphrases, as you all know, those of you who watch the channel. And I've got a few other ideas, so just watch this space. So here's your bit of winter sunshine. I'm not going to tell you where I am. You're going to have to guess. But fans of the channel will know, because you've seen it probably. But I just thought it'd brighten your winter day up. I'm now going to have a beer and a burger cooked by my friend Erasmus.
Thinking nothing at all. Once there was a man who had a little too much.
I'm not sure when this is going out. It will be in the winter. It's one of your winter warmers. Just remember this, it's not long till summer, so book your holiday and we'll see you soon.
And his night